This conference will now be recorded.
Just give me a minute. I'll be sharing my screen. So could you please confirm over the chat window, are you able to see my screen and able to hear me? Thank you. And as discussed earlier, please mute yourself while the session is happening. As it is a recording session, it will be useful for everyone. And you can unmute your mics after once the session is um, done, and you can have the doubt session. Then you can unmute your mics and you can open up with your questions. And in the meanwhile, anywhere, if you have any question while the session is happening, you can post a question on the chat window so that I can understand. And also, I'll be asking few questions in the meanwhile of the session. Just have to provide the answers if you know over the chat window. Okay, so we'll maintain like that. So please do be interactive over the chat window. Okay, will that be fine? Acknowledge over the chat window. Okay. Are you able to hear me, all of you? I can see only a few people are responding on the chat window. I want everyone to be interactive on the chat window. One, two, three, four, five, six people are interacting. How about others? Till I have to get two more responses. So this is, I just want 100% be interactive. 100% of the attendees to be more interactive. I just don't want like you are attending the class and you just muting yourself and after an hour you can end the session kind of thing. I don't want those kind of participants, so that is what I'm acknowledging all the time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can see who are not interacting. I didn't receive any response from Damasetti Vaishnavi Devi. Are you there? Are you able to hear me? Okay, Anuradha. Yeah. Got it. So, okay. So if you're responding quickly, so we can move ahead quickly. So today, we will start with the basic HTML and understanding of the HTML. So for that, I just want a tool to be downloaded from all of you. Like if you are aware of it, no problem. If you are not aware of it, please do download from the Google. Type Sublime Text. This is a good tool to learn your basic HTML. So this will be basically available on this URL. I'll just copy this for the chat window to everyone and I'm sending you. So this is the Sublime Text. So you can download the Sublime Text. This will look like this. This is the S icon. It will be visible to everyone. Okay. So whatever the operating systems you'll be using, you just download it. And by the way, may I know your operating systems or the chat window, everyone? If you are using Windows, mention Windows. If you are using Mac or Linux, please type out the chat window quickly. Windows. I got only 7 responses. And yeah, if you are not using any system, if you don't hold any system, please type that also. If you are not holding any system, please don't hesitate. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. I think few people are still not responding. Okay. So if you can see, there is a download option for the Sublime Text, and you can download and you can install it. And after installing, it will be like this: Sublime Text 3. If you open it, it will give you the last whatever the folder it will be. So I'm clicking on, I think this is, I will open a folder. First of all, I will be creating a folder anywhere, like creating a new folder. So I'm just making session underscore number as we start with the number. Oh, it's already there. I'll make it as session 6 a.m. as it is per 6 a.m. batch. I will make it as this. Okay. So this is the project folder. So I make it as, for our understanding, I just make it as session 6 a.m. kind of thing. So here it will be like this. So you are creating a new folder, and if you are using it for a new one, so you can, if you open it in a new window, I click on a new window, it will be Sublime Text. It will be look like this. Then you have to open the folder. Okay, So this is what you have to do every time. So when you open a project folder, and once you're done with this, you can have a blank file. So this is a blank file empty. So if you want to save it, just Control S, go to your folder and name it to something else. So as we are starting with HTML, I will be making use of this as index.html. Okay. And if you want to create a new file, you can also go here, new file, and save it. I will be saving a text file. Okay, and I think this I have saved it to something else. I'll be creating a new folder, saving it as index.html. Right, now you can see the folder, what are the contents you'll be having over here. My screen is visible, or if you want me to, enlarge the size, let me know. Everyone able to see whatever in this corner and in this corner are able to see? Yes or no? Okay. Okay. And if you are not able to see any part of it, so please let me know. So then once I create the folder and the files within the index.html and start continuing with typing, opening the tag, which is HTML less than symbol with that HTML. If I'll be getting the prompt like this, so which is HTML, this kind of thing. So if I click on enter, you will be getting the simple structure, the basic structure of a HTML page. So this is the basic HTML page. Okay. So the basic HTML page will be having a doc type and HTML and head and body. What is this HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And why HTML? Because the information will be traversed through this protocol transfer protocol, and it will be viewing in your browser. Browser means this is a client end or a user end, whatever client or user will be using these terminologies like this. Okay, where the browser will be client or user, and wherever you are hosting this application, which is the host is nothing but the server, and we are making the data from here to there and there to here. We are making use of some APIs. API is nothing but application programming interface. So these are all the terminologies we'll be using. So just that is the reason I am mentioning it. And I am making this document for your reference, which is I'll be sending you on a daily basis. Whatever I'll be making a note of over here, this document will be sent to you. Okay, so we are making some terminologies over here, which is browser, host, API, client, server, application programming interface, and yes, the data will be maintaining in a database, so which is we can say SQL database or NoSQL database or a cloud-based kind of thing. So which is all comes to NoSQL database only. We'll see what it will be and all. So NoSQL will be coming into document-based database. So that's the simple terminology. And so unlike the scripting or a programming language that uses scripts to perform functions, and a markup language uses tags to identify the content. So we are talking about the tags. So tag means, which is HTML is a tag, and out of which head is a tag, meta is a tag. All these are tags. Tag means, which is you can identify a content like this. Tag will be having this terminology, which is with the starting tag, and the content ends with the ending tag. So this is called as a start tag. This is ending tag. Okay. So not only the HTML, whatever the elements you'll be using over here. So here, doc type, HTML, each and everything is a tag. Few tags are self-closing tags, which is defining only in a single tag, which doesn't have any, ending tags. And few tags are will be having the starting and ending tags. And in generally, the content will be used in between. So what are all the tags? It will be having the content residing in between. Those will be having a starting and ending tags. And what is residing in between this? So this HTML and all these can be called as elements. So for example, in this example, HTML is a tag element, head is an element, body is an element, and whatever you are writing over here, everything is an element, right? So every tag is an element, but the tags when it will become is like it will be having the HTML starting and ending tags, it will be there, right? So that will be taking it as a tags. So these are all elements. The head is an element, body is an element, kind of. Got it? So tags and elements. So we'll be using this terminology to make use of it. Okay, and we'll come to more and more. So just like the web structure, what is the web structure? If you are seeing this page is having simple web structure, the ability to code using the HTML is essential for any web programmer, and acquiring the skill should be starting point for anyone who is learning how to create a content for the web. So more importantly, we need to have to understand the structure of it. So which is the HTML is the structure. It is the basic structure. Okay. And if you are applying any, I'll mark it as separately so that you can understand better. The HTML is a structure and CSS is the presentation. So we are taking some colors and making more attractive for that. And JavaScript will be the behavior of your page. So it will give you like that. And mostly in earlier days, we'll be using a PHP or any backend skills. Similar, it will be called as a backend, which is providing some APIs to serve the data kind of thing. And we'll be having another kind of web pages, which is called it as a CMS. Those are called as a content management systems. And we'll be having the portals, and this is the terminologies we'll be using. Portal is just kind of a collection of all the web applications, or we can say an interactive website and collection of web apps. We can say can have a lot of connection in between. Okay, so this is entire terminologies we'll be using for web. So we are talking about web or a web page when it comes to all these things. And HTML tag, so which is like the very basic things. So whenever you are creating a web page, is nothing but the HTML. So HTML starts with this HTML, and inside this, the HTML will be having a head and a body. And the very first statement of this, it is giving the information about what type of document you are presenting on the browser, which is doc type is nothing but the document type. So I'm copying this. Which is letting the browser know about the type of the document. So each and every page you are defining is a document. So here index.html, this is a document. Okay, document type, and it is mentioning it as a type of HTML is the document type here. So it will, when you are opening in the browser will identify this as a HTML, and it will be defining, it will be executing in the HTML. So when you are making a text, and if you want to open it in the browser, it will open the text only. So when you are formatting inside, so this doc type will help like that. So that is what. And earlier HTML will be having a lot of other parameters to be added, properties to be added for this DTD. I mean document type, which is it will be helpful for making different kind of applications. But from HTML5 onwards, this was streamlined, I mean normalized into a single doc type, which is doc type HTML. So if you see this only doc type HTML, you can say that this will be standardized from the HTML5. If you are seeing any other properties inside it, which is like DTD, transition type and all, so that will comes under your previous versions of the HTML, which is from HTML 1 to 4.1 kind of things. We can analyze any of those versions. And the structure of HTML document has been compared with a sandwich, as a sandwich has two slices of the bread, and the HTML has opening and closing HTML tags. So you can elaborate like a sandwich or a burger, anything you can compare, or just like that, because it will be having, you can see the body is opening and closing, head is opening and closing, title is opening and closing, so kind of thing. So which is like it is having the opening and ending tags kind of. So you'll see the whatever the head tag of the document, which is identified as the opening and closing tags, and the head of the HTML contains all the non-visual elements, all the non-visual elements that help make the page work. So, which is the head part, and HTML is the document, which is what we are talking about. Okay, And the head part is called non-visual elements part, and body will be having visual elements. So which you are writing whatever in between the body that can be visible in the browser, and those you are writing over here that will not be appearing in the browser, and it will work for the page. I will show you a simple example. So here I'm writing something. Yeah, I'll write something only. And here I'm writing some title, which is making a HTML page. I'm just making the HTML over here. I'm saving it and I'm right click on it, and you can see there is an option called open in browser. You're opening in the browser. Now you can see this is what the something I have written in the body, and this is what the HTML. You can see the last corner left side. The HTML is the one which is the title of your website. Now, for every developer, there is an important point you need to have to use is the developer tools that you can use by pressing the F12, or else if you can simply right click on the page and go for the inspect, you will see this one. So this one will gives you whatever you are executing in the page, and it was after the compilation what it is showing in the page. And if you can see here, whatever you have written in that HTML, that is over here. And there are some important, all these tabs are important for an UI developer. So I'll let you know one by one. Okay. At present, we can see only the elements part. So elements you can select if this icon is there. So you can select over here, and each and every element will be having a separate styling. If you can see, the body will be having the color, font, contrast, all these things, it will be coming up, and the HTML will be having. So if you mouse over and you come back, you will see all these things. And I have mentioned the HTML as a document, and I'll go to the console window. The console, if I click on the console, it will come like this. And I will type, as I mentioned, the document, right? I will type the document, and if I press on enter, you can see the document is appeared, and if you can see, it was highlighted over here when I click on this document. And if you can see, this is highlighted for every page. If you can open that, what you are seeing, you're seeing this entire HTML over here. So the document is nothing but the HTML page what you are writing. So that is what the quick understanding about we are opening. So this is how you'll be seeing. So this is visual and non-visual elements. The body, all the visual and structural elements. You can also say visual, structural. Structural elements are contained within the body tag, and which is like the body will be having, and first head will be having the meta tags. Meta tags are the information tags about your page. I will go in detail with that as well. And it will be having a title, and you can include some scripts, and you can link out some styles, and there are a few more things you can see like have icons and a lot many other things, so which are work for this browser. So entire all the inclusions part, all the configurations part, and all the which is for the page. And body will be having all the visual elements, which is like whatever the document will be having. So which is a physical office document, Word document, how you will be starting with if you want to present any content, and if you want to write any content, what you'll be having. So you'll be having the headings, paragraphs, images, and you will be styling with that, different fonting and alignments, all these things, right? So whatever you are doing, a web page is nothing but it is a replication of the document, but it is in a more visual way. So you are providing some information, whatever there in the document, you are providing the same information in a web format, and you will be giving with a more informative way so that the user can grab the information, can attentively see the content of your page, and he can go through your services. So if you want to, give a demo, or if you want to know about a product, so what you'll be doing, so you'll be doing some PPTs, or you'll be doing some documents, and you'll be presenting it, right? So this is nothing but you're formatting an information, and you're providing to utilize your services to anyone, right? That is a simple format of the, you know giving the promotions from for your product. So if you're developing a product, or if you're doing some service, so anything it can be presented on a document, right? The same thing we are doing over here within the web page. So web page is hosted in a domain, and if you can give your URL to everyone, they can access your information, they can know about whatever you are doing, and for that they can have a more interactive one, and it can be spreaded all over the world with instantly, and you can access, anyone can use that, right? With the web URL and all. So that is a big game. So which is like we are talking about more into like more promotional things, and more kind of how it is spread over. That is different. Okay. So first of all, how to frame our information. What are all the things that will be there in our visual elements, which is like we'll be having the headings, paragraphs, and we'll be having some bullet points and all. So those comes to lists, and we'll be having some quotes. So you will be highlighting some quotes, right? Quotes, and you'll be having some images, and you'll be having some links. So if you are clicking something, and it will be opening something. So those kind of things. And they'll be having some formatting elements and all those other things. And nowadays, for in your web page, all the visual elements will be having audio, video, and you'll be making more things over here, right? So this is what the visual elements containing, and it will be having, you know, HTML files can be used with uh, any text editor, or a visual code, or a Sublime text. So why I have given the Sublime text is it will give you the simple structure to learn. So which is like if you are opening a notepad, I just open a notepad, and create something new. So it's just like if you're writing something, and it will not give you the proper structure, and if you're missing something, so you need to have to write like this, okay? And if you are making use of this head, and it will not give you the proper alignment as well if you are not maintaining it, and this is kind of thing. So to make use of this simple, if you have to use this kind of structure as well. And HTML will not throw any errors, which is sample content. Okay, so you can save it, and this is the normal traditional way how you are doing it. For example, if I save here as a sample.html, and if I go to the browser, desktop, and whatever the sample HTML, I just open, see, the sample content, it is appeared like this. But if you inspect, you can see on a HTML head and the body content, whatever it will be, you have written out there. The same thing we have done using the Sublime text with more formatting, and you have included more things like doc type, meta tag, and all. It came defaultly. So what is this meta name, and how it will be used and all, we can see a little more later. Okay, so this is the HTML file and how it will look like, and it will be having this kind of thing. So just like all the information we can have over here is a simple this one. So now comes to like simple basics of HTML. So just like we'll start with the visual elements. So non-visual elements we'll talk later, which is like title. As I mentioned, this is the title of the page. So it will be at the top of your browser and it can be visible over here. And you can also configure the icon which is beside the HTML, which is the globe icon. You can also configure. For example, if you can open the Google, so if you can see, the Google will be having the G icon. So this is called the favorite icon of the Google, and Google is the title of your page. Okay, so this is how it will be like. Defaultly, if you are not using any favorite icon, you'll be using the globe icon over here. So that is what it will be visible like this. So generally, like this is how you'll be seeing, and it will be having the headings, and all headings will be starting with H1 tags to H6. So I'm going in very detail because there are few people which are from non-IT background, so which they have to know about what is what. So that is the reason I'm just going in detail. So few people, if you are knowing about it already, so we can just take it as a refreshment. Okay, so I'll speed up a little more classes later and we will see. Okay, and if you can see, the heading elements are available to make some heading. For example, if I want to make use of this with a H1 tag, you can see the H1 tag. This is the heading 1, like that we'll be having. So if you can see, this is the heading 1. I will make it into normal size. If you can see my resolution, I'm maintaining it as a 200 to 175. So this is the 100%, which is it is giving you the heading. And heading will be having different styles. If you can click on it, you can see the styles. And there is a styles here. If you can see in the right hand side bottom, whatever I have clicked on it, I can see the styles computed defaultly with this the styles over here. If you can see, the H1 will be having the display block and all. These are all the main styles that will be appearing. And if you can see, there is a box for each and every style. This is called as the CSS box model, where it will be having margin, border, padding, and the content inside. And if you can see the padding, and if you can see the border, all these things. So it will be having a margin of 21 at the top of it, like this. So just like the heading will be taking this space defaultly like this. So likewise, we will be having lot many things, and you can try editing the HTML within this elements window. For example, if you want to have some H2 heading 2, you can type over here and you can paste it, or you can cut and copy, anything is fine over here. So which is like I just make some headings over here. Okay, so I'm just editing over the element section, and if I use this, and if you can see all the headings, it was appeared like this, and it is working out, and you are not saving it, and you just quickly go into the body and edit as HTML, and you just copy this one. Okay, I'm sorry, I just cutted it off and I just copied it, and if you can see, this is right. And if I refresh it, it will go off because I'm just trying it how it will be visible in your page. So if you refresh it, it will go off because the default page, it will not have this. Only for the trying part I am doing over there. If you just copy from there, how it is working. If it is working fine, just copy from there to here. And if you go to the refresh, then you'll see over here. And if you can see the body, it will be having this. So if you want to remove something, if you want to try something, everything you can try over here in the elements part, and you can use the styles, and you can see the console for more of your development part. So more of your development part, basically the UI developer should have to understand this developer tools window, so which is very important for you. Okay, so which is you need to have to go with the development tools in the which is available in the browser. So this is the best style to learn your HTML or any other programming in the web programming. If you are seeing it, there are a lot of enhancements available. For example, I'm using some Redux is a extension it will be using for it, and likewise I will be having more things. And if the most possible, dock side you will be using is the bottom one. You can use in any other, dock sides for this one. So you can use here this way, or you can dock side separate the window as well. But this is the preferable way where I can see my code and all. So sometimes if you want to see outside of this, so you can make it as a separate thing. So which is this one, it will be separately coming up and you can see like this. So this is the page and this is the elements part. You can see whatever you can. Okay, so this is how it will be taking care of your page and how you will be making use of your developer tools. So simply how it will be. And I know that few people already know about it, the heading tags or the paragraph tags or whatever you'll be using. So it's just like you are trying to make some content, and content should be in between your tags like that, which is like, and we'll be having a paragraph tag, for example, P, you just select, and this is a sample paragraph, so kind of thing. So we are using it. And if you want to open in the browser, I'm just closing the developer tool window and I'm just refreshing it. And there is another way to do this, like to open in a browser and to run automatically. I'll just give you that as well. Okay, but as we are starting with very basic things, so it will be like this. So this is how you set up your HTML, and it will be happening like this. And P for paragraphs, and this list is for UL order list and order list or unordered list. It will be like this, and I'll show you like all the contents and how it will be look like. So if you want to, how many of you know about the tags? So almost visual elements. How many of you know about the tags? I just want if you, I mean, acknowledge everyone over here. How many of you know the tags? How many of you are new to HTML? Let's go in this way. How many of you are very new to HTML? Please ping over the chat window. No one already knows about HTML? Okay. I can see a welcome with a name, so please rename yourself so that I can identify you. Okay, I can see the basics. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So rest of the people knows about HTML. Okay. Okay. Cool then. So whatever I'm going about the same page, which is really helps you. So which is like whatever I have framed the content over here, you just go with it. And if you can see this page, so now try to download the Sublime text and try to create this page. And you just see the whatever I have done the changes. Just follow the recording, and you can try with more elements. So which is like H1 to H6 will be having the elements, and P is a paragraph element, and you can try like this. So you can try with UL. If you go here and if you can type over here, it will be like this, and it will be having a list. So list will be having item 1. So this is unordered list. Unordered list will be having each and every links. So if you're missing something out, you can simply type like this. So if I save it, if you go here, then refresh the page, you can see that. So these are all the lists. And if you do in place of UL, if you are doing OL, which is for order list, first one is, so sometimes it will prompt like this, just ignore it. So it will not close up. Okay. So it's a free to use tool, so don't worry about it. So if you can see 1 and 2 kind of thing. Okay. So try with more tags today and try to set up the Sublime text and make use of this basic structure. What you have to do is like I'm just repeating it again. So I just create a new file. First save this as a HTML. Okay. Just sample.html and try using the less than symbol and HTML. Once you get this, type on enter. Then you will get the structure and it will be pointing to the title over here. I just use a sample and it will be like this. Now you save it and you can open in the browser. Right click on it, opening on the browser. So this is your sample page. Got it? Anyone has any doubts? As you are new here, I'm just going in a very detail. Anyone has any doubts? No doubts? Everyone clear? So what I'm suggesting is try whatever you want to do in the HTML and create some pages. Don't use any CSS or JavaScript, just HTML. Okay. Today's assignment is just HTML. Just HTML. Go with all the tags, whatever you want to try. So compare with any of your documents. If you're preparing a document, broad document will be having, all the headings, paragraphs, highlights, and bolding, unbolding kind of thing. All those things will be there, right? So try with whatever you can understand with this HTML and try to prepare some document with the HTML. So today only just try with all the HTML elements, whatever you know. I will give you the anyways, like I'll give you the overview of each and everything, but try to go with and try all those things, which is headings, images, uh, till links you can go. So links will be provided with A. So simply you can go here and you just enter on it. It will give you everything. So just like if you can in between the tags, you just have to link. That's it. Okay, so whatever the link it will be giving, you have to go to the href. So which is like what is href and all, what is attribute. I will show you. I will make you understand on in the next session. Until then, you need to have to do some practice. And if you can see, the link is appearing in a different style. So if you click on it, it will behave like something else. Okay, so we'll see more things like that, but just try all the elements, whatever you want to list out in this HTML page, and try that and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so I think today's session is clear to everyone. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, please open up your mics and you can talk to me. Any doubts, any questions? Okay, then if you don't have any other questions, we'll see you in the next session then. We're concluding the session here. As you are new, I don't want to give you more things. So today try with the only HTML, just HTML, try all the tags, whatever you want to do. And I will give you more information on the tags, elements, attributes, and the classes, comments we'll see in the next session. Till then, take care. See you in the next session. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining today.